Get ready to dive deep into Buffalo's vibrant music scene because we're stepping inside the fabulous Flamingo Lounge for the 9th season of local music magic. In the Flamingo Lounge with Rockabilly Greg is more than just a podcast. It's a collection of stories that delves deep into the vibrant musical history of Buffalo and Western New York, creating a living archive where each story adds a unique thread to the overall narrative. This season, we're taking a deep dive into the heart of the music community. Join us for personal conversations with musicians and industry pros, where we celebrate the collective creativity that makes our favorite artists, venues, and events so special. But before we get started, I'd like to give a big shout out to our sponsors, CatsLikeUs.com, Diamond Hawk Golf Course and Pub, and valued supporters Buffalo Ironworks and Sportsman's Tavern for helping to keep the music alive. Exploding onto Buffalo's music scene, Samantha Hoy has raised her voice in celebration of the local soul with gritty intoning, raw belting, and a spirited passion for performance. Samantha is currently lead vocalist for one of Western New York's newer rock bands, Bubblegun, and Samantha brings a unique and personable energy that she credits to some of her favorite artists, Thom Yorke, Trent Reznor, and Björk. Come September of 2026, Samantha will be making her theatrical debut by starring in an homage to the one and only late, great Janis Joplin, showcased at the D'Youville Kavinoky Theatre. It is my pleasure to welcome to the Flamingo Lounge, Samantha Hoy. Samantha, yeah, whoo! And the crowd goes wild. So
Hey.
Thanks for coming down.
Thank you so much for having me. No, it was definitely really surprising when you reached out. I've never been on a podcast before, so this is a little new for me. But I, checked you out online. I realized, oh my gosh, I recognize all these musicians, and this is like legit. I called up my mom and said, "Mom, I'm going to be on a podcast."
You didn't get weirded out to some old guys like, "Hey, baby, you want to be on my podcast?"
No, I'm used to that. No, but it was definitely exciting when you had reached out because, this is my first time really kind of making this step into the Buffalo music scene, which, I'm going to definitely dive into it, but
right.
I feel like it all just happened abruptly, very quickly.
Right.
And I have a lot of people and, good connections to credit for that. So happy to be on. Thanks for having me.
That's what it's all about. Oh, you're welcome. Well, as I've mentioned to you, I always love to start the podcast by asking everyone, did you have an aha moment when you said, man, music's what I want to do?
Not to sound cliche, but as a child, I always had this very energetic way about me. I grew up living with my grandparents and my mother, so there were a lot of traditional values, and I explored some of my rambunctious nature in school plays and through chorus. And something that stuck with me is that my grandmother and my aunt would call me Sarah Bernhardt.
Oh, okay.
The actress from the black and white film era.
Yeah.
So that kind of stuck with me. And I've always had a passion for performing, but singing. I have family members who have also pursued musical desires as a passion too. So it's almost in my family lineage to follow through with it. So I have a lot of support from my family as well.
So were you doing any of the like chorus and all that kind of stuff like in high school or?
It started in elementary school all the way until the end of chorus, and it led into school plays. I kind of was the weird, awkward kid who, believe it or not, I didn't quite fit in with the theater kids either because that's how quirky I was. But I was also a transfer student in 8th grade. So I think that attributed to some of my peculiarities, let's say.
Right.
Yeah. But I remember that my first role was in 6th grade. I was Fagin in Oliver Twist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was an old grumpy man, but I loved it.
That's right.
And that was a big turning point for me because as a little kid, memorizing all those lines in addition to all the academics of a 6th grader in the early 2000s, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm really capable of a lot. And this audience reaction, oh my gosh, I feel so proud of myself and good. And I wanted to carry through with that. So I stayed with chorus right up until high school. And just leading into it, I started a costume character business where say little Susie Q wants to have Cinderella at her party.
Right.
Here comes Cinderella. La, 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 la. And it was just another outlet for me to be able to expand into performance on an independent level so I could create that musical environment for myself. And it just continued to carry on. And here I am,
Right. Okay.
just short and skinny of it to be, to be
Well, I
fair.
have a 4.5-year-old granddaughter who loves Disney princesses. So
Oh, I mean,
she has every dress for every Disney princess. And she's always, look at me, Grampy, look at me. So yeah, she's so sweet.
I mean, every now and then I will get some special requests from very close people, but
Right.
at a certain point, the last thing I want is to show up to a party and some kid goes, "Wow, why does Cinderella look so wrinkly in her eyes?"
Cinderella's wearing fishnet stockings.
Whoa, it's all punk. What's going on here? But I actually made a whole bunch of the costumes. So in addition to the singing, I also had this performative nature where I wanted to be able to style wigs and have costumes. So there was a big that other alternative creative aspect to it as well.
Yeah.
But singing,
That's wild that you made your own costumes and didn't have the off the shelf, because you see people doing that. It's like, those are kind of cheesy,
No shade, but we called in the business, we called those Party City companies, which again, some kids won't know the difference, but I just had so much love for everything that I did. I really did.
But it seems like that was a passion at the time. And,
it sure was.
if you're going to go big, right? Go big
Absolutely.
or go home, right?
And
because you seem to have that kind of personality to me. You're either going to go big or go home. So,
it's definitely go big.
Yeah. So now, so after that happened, so what was the next thing in line to kind of put because that was acting. I mean, I know you said we said at the top you have your first acting job with the Janis Joplin thing, which we'll get to. But but you've been acting since you were in 6th grade. So
a wee little girl, yet playing an old man.
Yeah.
I and even with after, let me collect my thoughts here. So after my costume character business, which was called Crowns and Gowns, it was the end of 2018. I decided, you know what? I'm just taking a different direction with my life. There were external factors involved, and just it felt right for me to kind of close shop, which worked out. I ended up becoming a touring brand manager. So I got to see the country working as an independent contractor, representing all sorts of different brands, which I will not name because they're copyrighted.
That's right. Very good.
Thank you. And see, I know my stuff there.
There you go.
And it allowed me to see the entire country. And during that time, I stayed up with my online posting because I brought my ukulele with me. And God love the people in the hotel rooms next to me, but I would play every now and then and just get a couple visual recordings up, and just kept that presence going throughout that entire year. And then after my contracts went up, it was 2020, and that whole thing happened.
Yeah, the C word.
Yeah.
So,
Ooh. But even after that, I continued on with the online posting, and that's really just the consistency. My recommendation for anyone just trying to pursue anything, whether it be acting, music, arts in general, just post. Post online. Don't listen to the criticism of other people, because if anyone's online mocking someone, you're just mocking someone else's potential.
Right.
Because, I will be completely honest, I'm super cringy. I'm way cringy. And the stuff I posted online, looking back, I was a different person than I am now. But it showcased the progression of my voice, my talents, my skills, and my dedication. So I looked at it not as an opportunity to get famous, get a whole bunch of followers, but really just to create a portfolio of everything that I'm capable of and showcase my range with that. Sure. And it worked. It sure did. People saw and took note of it.
Yeah, it's I'm in the marketing biz, so I'm a trained graphic designer. Yeah, it's branding, and I talk to a lot of musicians about what they do for their own marketing, and you just hit the nail on the head. You've got to be out there. You have to have a brand. You have to be out there. People need to know who you are. As I mentioned, I found you on Facebook.
Very fortunate.
Because I'm always I'm always stalking,
Love it.
Hey, that person has a guitar in their hand. They might make a good guest.
That's legitimately how I got in touch with everyone. I also, I decided to go online and I switched my Facebook from, okay, no more tagging people at coffee shops. This is going to be business oriented.
Right.
Sorry, Mom, I got to remove that tag. It's not relevant anymore. Mom, I know you're listening. I'm sorry.
Moms always forgive you.
It's true. It's very true.
Right.
But I decided to treat my online presence just like a business. So I did just that. I saw people online in my area. Hey, he's mutual friends. They have a guitar in their hands, or they're a drummer. Let me add them. Let me see what connections I can make just by opening that door. Cathedral doors opened essentially.
Yeah.
And that's how I got in touch with Mark Thomas, who is, he co-founded. I met Mark Thomas through Facebook, and that was how I was introduced to everybody in Bubblegun. And it was, which is the rock band that I'm in right now.
Right.
And we do original songs, which I have never done before. So this was an opportunity for me to see, okay, where's this going to go? That's unique. Kind of get a little bit away from the cover realm and into this original music. It's different. It's a whole different animal. And other artists will, appreciate that as well. Because there's a lot of phenomenal songwriters and artists in this area that obviously, they've been here. They've been sitting right here. So it's a privilege.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and of course, as I've mentioned with I had a lot of conversations with people, this is a cover town.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, it's a drinking community too.
Well, everyone wants to go and have a beer and sing Freebird, right?
Sweet Caroline. Mr. Brightside.
Or now, from what I've been told, Valerie is the new Freebird.
I cover Valerie.
Oh, there you go.
I don't like covering Valerie, but I know Valerie.
Because some people are like, oh my gosh, it's the song everyone sings now.
It's true.
It's I love Amy Winehouse. There are those songs. I love Bob Seger, and if I hear old time rock and roll one more time, I'm gonna vomit because it's been overplayed.
Eject yourself out of the crowd. We're done here.
Every bad cover band I've ever seen just done a bad version of it. So it's like, I love to see the cover bands though that do stuff that nobody else is doing. Because sometimes, I've had some folks on here, they're doing like 90s stuff, and they're not doing the classic rock that, we've all heard 80,000 times.
Yeah. Well, actually, I am also, with all of the connections that I made in the community, I also got in touch with my good friend now, Ian Kelly. I met him in 2025 at an open mic night at a bar, and got together, realized, hey, you play guitar, I play guitar, let's jam.
Yeah.
So we actually cover some B-side alternatives. We try and keep a few degrees of separation away from those main top 100 hits.
Right.
Because like you said, everybody plays them. And of course they bring in the crowds, but we want to do something a little different.
Sure. I mean, and there's so many of, as you say, those B-sides that people do know.
Yeah.
But no one's doing them. I mean, I say my buddy and I, we do Simon and Garfunkel, and not a lot of folks are doing Simon and Garfunkel.
The Sound of Silence.
Yeah. And but we also do it our own way because we're not Simon and Garfunkel.
Yep.
So we don't try to be Simon and Garfunkel.
This is me getting into semantics, but I think that's kind of the difference between cover bands and tributes. I feel like tribute bands, they're going to be more authentic and almost as close to the original as possible. But cover bands, I love when cover bands have their own personal twist to it. My dream, actually, right now, my current dream, I'll say that, my current dream is to eventually travel with I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but Postmodern Jukebox.
Oh yeah,
I
love
that.
Love P&J. I found some great artists from them. Allison Young is one of them. She's young. I don't know if you know who she is, but young redhead. Oh my gosh, she can sing, and she turned me onto this guy Joshua Lee Turner who can play. You want to see a guitar player?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this guy can play guitar. He's a young guy, and it's ironic. You talk about connections.
The connections, yeah.
So my wife's nephew,
Mm-hmm.
Dylan, he's around 30, and I said, Dylan, he was getting married. And I says, man, I just found this guy, Joshua Lee Turner, and he kind of looks like you, and he reminds me of you. And he says, oh, I'm in a chorus with that guy. I'm like, get out of here. You know, he's down in New Jersey, they're in New York City. And I'm like, really? So then I'm like, oh, you think maybe he'll come to the wedding? I'd love to jam with him, you know? So, but it's wild. It's like, holy smokes, the degree of separation. I say in Buffalo, it's 1 degree.
Yeah.
There's no more.
No,
you know?
I've been turning around and realizing, oh my gosh, everybody kind of knows each other here, which is phenomenal. And I think that that's definitely attributed to Buffalo's music, you know, promoting a lot of bands to play out live. And I think that Buffalo definitely needs more of that because we are a very art-driven community. Oh, gosh, I did say we're a drinking community. Not entirely. We do have other stuff.
That's right.
We have other stuff.
That's right. We got wings. We got snow. Yeah.
We got the Bills.
No, we got the Bills. So, yeah. Well, I always say Buffalo's more than just the Bills sport, you know, sports and snow and chicken wings because we do have music, art, architecture.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you know, in business, 20 years ago, I used to do a lot in New York City, and we invited a whole bunch of our clients up from New York for a Bills game. We were printing for the Bills and took them on an architecture tour. Oh. And these folks couldn't believe the architecture that we have.
Yeah,
we have
it's
a Louis
historic.
Sullivan building. We have a Frank Lloyd Wright. We've got, you know, all these fabulous architects. Homestead. I mean,
when I got my out-of-state friends, come on, let me show you. See, Buffalo's so cool, but it's so cold. You're not built for this,
right? Snowflake.
Yeah, exactly. So I also had completely forgotten when you had mentioned that Buffalo is, you know, more than just these other superficial things. I remember kind of bouncing back a little bit. I was also in the Buffalo film community for a short period of time. I totally forgot about that era of my life. Okay. That was pre-princess parties, let me say that. So I was aware at that point kind of how big the communities are in this area, and especially the industry specific ones. And there were incentives for filmmakers to come into Buffalo too. Yeah. So there's so much that the city can offer.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll blow your mind for a minute because you just reminded me because I was looking at your you know, your friend, people that you might know, and I'm like, oh, you know Greg Lamberson.
Oh yes. Yep.
We went to high school together.
Somewhere on an IMDb page, I think I might be credited for some film.
Which one were you in?
So I'm trying to remember. I believe it was in 2013. I was in a movie called Model Hunger. Okay. And that was directed by Debbie Rochon, if I'm pronouncing that properly. Yep. I believe that was her debut directorial film. It was a small part, but it was a speaking role. I happened to be a cheerleader. I guess the audition, I distinctly remember when I auditioned, I read the script and I gave them something completely different than what they had actually gone for in the film. Okay. And I think that was sort of that tick in my brain that made me go, okay, if I'm ever going to audition for something, go all out, do something totally different. Yeah. So I feel like kind of transitioning into it, that's kind of what I did with my Janis audition as well too. Right. So
well since we're on that, we won't I was going to wait a little bit, but and we'll play some of the music from Bubblegun a little bit, but so that really, I will say that really intrigued me because that's a role. First of all, it's like you said, your first big role. Yeah. And it's not just a character that everyone knows. It's a real life person that everyone knows. So my first question is the show like a jukebox musical or is it more of a biographical?
Biographical.
Oh, nice.
Yes, but it is performed. There's monologues involved with it. The dialogue is between characters. Well, I say the term characters loosely because again, it's based on real people. Yeah. But it is performed like a concert style performance. So it is very high energy. And I wanted to approach this not as an imitation of Janis. There's only one. I cannot be her. No. But I can pay homage to her likeness and her grit and everything that I believe she brought to her songs. And I guess they saw that.
Yeah.
I guess they liked what I had to offer. And I will be completely honest. I was really grateful when I received that letter, just because I know that there is so much talent in this area, and individuals who have been in this scene for far longer than I have. So I am immensely grateful, and I really have been just putting in every day. Every day I'm reviewing, I'm rehearsing, I'm practicing. So it has been a labor of love.
Nice.
Most certainly.
Nice.
Yes.
Now, were you a Janis Joplin fan beforehand? Or?
I will say this. I knew of Janis, and I always, you could ask some people. I had been told that I did have a Janis Joplin sound to me, in the sense of, oh, she's gritty, she can roar. But there's so much more. There is way more to Janis than just that grittiness to it. And I did not realize that until I started fully immersing myself into her music. And if I wasn't, I liked her music before, but now, oh my goodness, now I'm a fan. I've listened to Cheap Thrills back to back a couple dozen times now, just of my own leisure. And there's songs that she sings that, it brings me to tears, just because I not only do I hear what she says, but a lot of her personal experience resonates with me, in the sense that I was an outcast in school. I was highly criticized when I was in chorus. Even my chorus teacher was just a little cruel to me, but hey, when sometimes that'll push a person to keep going. And I am grateful for every bully I ever had. I truly am. It's all a blessing. It really is. And I feel like that's also showcased in the cast, the cast and the crew of this production, because everyone involved I've had the pleasure of very briefly introducing myself online and getting some light communication going. And based on what people have told me and what I've gathered, these are people who are spiritual. They're talented, and they don't just sing because they want to. They sing because they have to.
Yes.
It is a part of their very being. And I'll say this, it is a pleasure to be in the room with them. Yeah. So.
Well, and as I mentioned, I know you're in great hands with Megan Callahan.
Yes.
I love Megan. So she's going to bring out, because I was thinking, because I had the I was very lucky to be cast in the role of the old man in A Christmas Story. So talk about a character that everybody knows, right? So old curmudgeon guy. So grunt. And I remember a friend told me, he says, I think you're going to bring enough of what's in the movie, but you're going to bring more to it. You'll bring me. And I had both my father and my friend's father in mind, because they're of that old school, you got something to cry about, I'll give you something to cry about,
Get off my lawn.
My dad's favorite line, you want something to cry about. So, and, just thinking, but it's a responsibility.
Yes.
And as you said, and you might not sing the songs exactly the way Janis did, but you're going to bring Samantha to the role.
Yes.
And which you should.
I think that's what they want. I'd like to believe.
I think, it's like, and I've said, I saw Norah Jones a couple of years ago, and she sang I Don't Know Why in some of those old songs 80 million times, right? So she changes them up a little bit now. You can still tell it's the song, but even though it's her song, you have to do something different with it. And I think that's what an artist does, right? And bring whatever it is to that song and bring the emotion out. So
and from just the months and weeks that I've been researching and watching, absorbing any content I possibly can online, which is difficult to find videos and recordings of a woman who lived in the in the 60s.
Yeah.
But everything that I found, I saw that Janis never performed the same show twice.
No.
She was like a Cabbage Patch Kid.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
one of the dolls.
Right.
Everything was always a little different. And I want this production, I want people to be able to say, I need to see the show again and have it be a little bit different.
Right.
Just a little bit, but keep that integrity, because this is very much an integrity-driven
Right.
Performance. And I know that Megan is a fan of Janis Joplin, and I want to do right by her.
Yeah.
And also Karen Saxon, who is the musical director.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a pleasure auditioning, because she actually had played the piano during that time, and I just felt a direct connection with her. I felt in the pocket, as they say.
Yeah. Well, there's actually a Buffalo Music Hall of Famer who played on Pearl. His name is Richard Kermode. Played with Janis. Yeah, he's no longer with us, unfortunately. But
that's incredible.
I always say there's a Buffalo connection to everything. You know,
it's wild to think about. I actually, come to find out, when I had auditioned, I had mentioned that I was starting up vocal training, and Karen immediately asked, being the, you know, having that mindset, she asked, "Who is your director? Who's going to be your instructor?" I said, George Davis. Come to find out, they knew each other. They've been in productions together.
Of course, yeah.
So yeah. I also believe that she knew I was in good hands to get myself prepared, not just mentally, but also physically, because this is going to be an extremely physically demanding role, which I would say is probably the biggest challenge, is just making sure that I don't overexert myself, because that was, I will say that I had friends tell me that Janis is, I'm not really a fan of Janis. Yeah. Well, they did not listen to all of her. They're listening to live performances after she had literally given everything, and her voice is given out too. And I think that was really a part of Janis's performance, was giving a little piece of her heart unironically with every single performance. So it's up to me not to push it too far, and to find that kind of delicate threshold between giving everything and just the right amount, so that I can give it the next day.
Yeah. Well, and she knew how to bring it up and bring it down. Bring it up, It's
absolutely, she did.
I make you feel, just bringing it right down there, and then,
that's what George told me.
Boom,
you start with a 1, then you go to a 6, and you got it's all about stylizing the songs, and that's something that I had to definitely practice on, because a lot of the content that I posted online, yes, it showcases my range, but there is an amateur aspect to it, which I have been very diligently working on, and I am very thankful for George's direction with that as well, because I feel like within the 2 months that I was under his direction, he gave me infinite knowledge and just is letting me soar with it.
Well, and I think there's something to be said though for that it's not necessarily amateurish, but it's your voice, because sometimes you hear you can say, "Oh, they've been trained," because, and again, don't want to diss anybody, because I like to keep the pot, but it's kind of that American Idol thing, right?
Yeah.
You want to see how far our range, you want to see them do the runs, you want to, and I'm like, no. And I watched, I had an artist down here named Savannah Swatland back in July, and boy, she's a great country artist, and she made it on American Idol, and they never showed her on TV or anything. She kind of got boned a little bit, but when that Hannah Harper came on, I'm like, she was really good, and she sang a song, and she kept it right in here. She didn't go up, down, and do all this fancy trills and stuff. And even, I keep the guy from the Commodores. I can't remember his name to save my life. Don't get old. And but he's like,
happens to the best of us.
He's like, you should have gone up in this spot. And I'm like, no,
just be yourself,
because that wouldn't do anything for the song. Just showing off your vocal range in a song, for me, that's not what it should be about. If the song... Which I
had that misconception for a long time.
Yeah.
Very long time.
If the song demands it, yes.
Yeah.
Do the run. Do the, Mariah Carey kind of ruined the run, I think, for everybody, right? Because everyone wants to do that. And, I recently saw a show, and you could tell everyone was very vocally trained. Very wonderful voices, but there wasn't anything unique about them, so they all kind of had that similar kind of quality to them, which again wasn't bad, but I want to hear someone who, like a Janis, who's just, because who is like, maybe Melissa Etheridge, right?
Yes,
You know,
and she had actually covered a few
Yeah.
Janis Joplin's. Yeah,
I think she played her on Broadway or something like that, or if I remember correctly.
I would
maybe not.
She
but
would
yeah.
be a good fit for it.
I know she inducted Janis when Janis was, she was the one, and but she has that, but she does it
her own way,
Melissa Etheridge way, right? So that's I think that's the difference. And I know you mentioned Trent Reznor, but when Johnny Cash sang "Hurt,"
people refer to "Hurt" as Johnny Cash's song.
Yeah,
they
even Trent Reznor said that's not my song anymore.
Yeah,
and.
Actually, the shirt I'm wearing is a Nine Inch Nails
cool.
tour shirt. It's my comfort shirt.
Oh, there you go.
But
because you have to make and put your own thing into it. It sounds like I'm looking forward to it. I got it on my calendar. I'll be there. I'll be there, baby. You'll be like, oh no. What's it gonna take?
No.
Oh no. It's once you get up there, the audition process, that's the worst.
I loved the audition.
Did you?
I loved it. So I had never auditioned for a play like this before, so I really wasn't sure what to expect, and I wasn't entirely familiar with the show.
Okay.
I knew what I had, and I knew the background I was coming from, and the background I had was my princess parties. That's what I was leaning on. I was leaning on my crowd work abilities. So when I had my first audition, I sang, and I sang it like I do with respect to Janis. I dropped my tone down a little bit, but I dug into that beltingness and the rasp, and I didn't go over. I said, this is just going to be Samantha singing. And I guess they liked that enough to bring me on to the second audition.
Right. Yeah.
And that's where I started the acting portion, where I had monologues to remember. And I decided to do something a little different. I figured, just like before, well, how can I make this my own? How can I show them something that they haven't seen before, maybe not have seen? So I decided I'm going to go into the audition as Janis. I'm going to walk in the doors, and that's I am auditioning the moment I step foot in that room. So I walk in, I have my voice. And I think they kind of slowly picked up of, we're not talking to Samantha right now. We're talking to Janis.
We got a method actor here. All right.
Went a little method with it, but I wanted to show them that I can be in that moment and I can stay right there. And Megan did acknowledge that kind of towards the end of my audition and said, I want to speak to Samantha right now. And I did my little shake. Because it was an energy experience for me. And I know that I know that Megan also is very spiritual in the sense that she has a lot of yoga background, and she does that energy balancing as well. I mean, I don't want to misspeak, but I believe she picked up on where I was harnessing this type of energy that I brought to the table, and I guess she liked what she saw in it. I'm so immensely grateful to be a part of this.
It worked well.
I guess so.
I think it's going to be a great show.
I think so too.
Yeah. Well, just you bring in the energy here. I mean, that's great. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's move on a little bit to Bubblegun.
Sure.
So how did that start for you?
Let me backtrack and say that I had gotten in touch with Mark through Facebook. He had seen some of the posts I had been making. He reached out to me and said, hey, I got this band.
Right.
Would you maybe want to sing in it? Because I don't want to sing in it anymore. There was more nuance to it than that. But I was thrilled. Of course, I was not in a position to say, oh, no, I'm just going to stay posting online. I wanted to get out there. And this felt like another door opening for me. And lo and behold, I got introduced to a bunch of great musicians in the area. And that was summer of 2025. So things kind of took a leisurely pace. We got some original songs. lined up and performed just a couple weeks ago, actually, at Jackrabbits for our debut.
Right.
And we also had our single Poor Sly release in April. So we've been going strong with that. Very excited about that.
Which we're going to play for you in a little bit, kids.
Woo!
So
And that was actually the first song he sent me, which originally he had done the vocals on.
Okay.
I had listened to it and I said, well, maybe I do a little bit of this, or I add some inflection on this word, and I just play around with it a little bit. And Mark saw my desire to take his work and just turn it into something just a little bit different. And I think he appreciated that. I think the guys all liked the energy I brought. I mean, I can hang. I'm fun.
There you go. Yes, you are.
Thank you.
Yep.
But it's been phenomenal. And it is unfortunate that I had to tell them I'm going to have to take a bit of a hiatus.
Yeah.
I have a very strict schedule I need to abide by. So unfortunately, right when things started happening for us, we get the song release, we debut. I'm going to be in a play. Sorry, guys. But they've been so supportive of everything that we are working on a new single. It's called Never Easy. So we're working on getting the vocals recorded for that, just fine tuning. But of course, they like making sure their songs are just right before we release them.
Of course.
It's going to be just right before it comes out. I don't have a release date for that, but stay tuned, folks.
Yeah, stay tuned. So while we're on it, let's listen to Poor Sly.
Sure.
From Bubblegun.
To meet you, 'cause every dollar in the box is good. Are you afraid you don't have to stay with me? I'm just trying to find my way back home, 'cause I feel alive and I'm having a good time. So what does it matter that I'm losing my mind? Boy, fly. I'm sorry to say, it's lovely to meet you. As I'm running through the streets at night, you call me a freak, don't be afraid. As you're coming to the place I roam, 'cause I feel alive and I'm having a good time. So what does it matter that I'm losing my mind? Boys fly, boys fly, boys fly. Cause I feel alive and I'm having a good time. So what does it matter that I'm losing my mind? There's always a battle I'm hoping I won't fight. Hide in the shadows so you know that I'm alright. Boys fly, boys fly. Boys fly. Boys fly, boys fly. Boys fly.
Yeah. Love it.
Thank you.
Rock, baby.
When I first heard that song, I turned to Mark and I said, "Is this about a vampire?" He said, "Well, kind of."
Right.
I was unaware that it was actually based on the individual who was homeless in downtown Buffalo. He went by Sly.
Sly. Okay.
Yep.
Oh.
So that song is actually a dedication to him and just his presence in the city, and he's unfortunately no longer
Right.
with us. So
Wow.
it just so happened to be my favorite song that he had sent me. So
Mhm.
Mark said, all right, let's make that the single.
Sure.
Let's do that. And listening back to it, I'm flooded with all these memories. And
Mhm.
there's a lot of, like we were talking about, adding how, like I had mentioned about George Davis, my music instructor,
Mhm.
telling me to stylize my songs. One of the first things Mike Cassidy, who also worked on the editing for that
Mhm.
song, said, well, Sam, can you give it a little bit of, just make a little sound and inflection, make it,
Mhm.
just pop the sounds.
Right.
And there's a line in there, you call me a freak.
Yeah.
Every time I hear that, we all kind of have an internal moment. All of
Yeah.
us in the band, we go, that's the line. That's the,
Yeah.
ooh.
Yeah.
So
No,
it carries on.
I heard that. And I love that because it's so raw.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though it's obviously very well produced,
Right.
it still has that raw and that grit to it.
Thank you.
And I think because for me, I don't like too much polish on my music.
Same.
You know,
same.
I like that raw, gritty, which is probably why I like Janis Joplin, right? So
Fair
obviously
point.
very polished performer,
Mhm.
obviously, but had that raw and that grit and the emotion too.
That's the biggest thing. And I feel like that comes, you can see where she was emotionally in her life based on, from Cheap Thrills down to I Got the Cosmic Blues Again, Mama.
Yeah.
Way different.
Yeah.
Way different from when she was with Big Brother and the Holding Company too.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Listen to her sing Summertime, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yikes. Yeah.
It's
That's,
from
you
Porgy
talk
and
about
Bess.
a hurt Trent Reznor. I mean, she turned that song into
Mhm.
something really, really special.
And and that's also why I was so honored to be offered this role, because Janis is known for a lot of songs that she covered, but people don't realize that those are covered songs.
Right.
And to pay respect to the show, a lot of this performance is going to showcase the influence in her life and what made Janis Janis.
Right.
So there's going to be a lot more than just Janis Joplin.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot to it.
You're going to make a trip down to Texas just since you're the method
Oh,
actor,
shucks. No, I wouldn't want to go back if that were the case.
No, that's
But I'm so happy to be a part of this, and I do begin rehearsals in August, and it's going to be
right.
a lot.
Yeah.
I tell myself I need to get into spin classes just to be able to keep up the energy, because
Right.
I think I had mentioned earlier before we started going that the spirit and the mind is willing, the body has limitations.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah. You got to be young for that role, kid. So I know I couldn't do it again. Aye. So
who knows? Maybe I'll be 92 and still doing my thing.
being Peggy Farrell, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I can sit here and do that, but I don't know. I listen because a buddy of mine, he has a theater company, and he's all, "Are you going to audition?" And I'm like, I just don't know if I have the capacity to memorize anymore.
Oh,
Because
really?
I got so much stuff in my brain right now, especially with the podcast. I said, well, first of all, with the podcast, there'd be no way I'd have the extra time to,
Right.
Because you have to focus on that. I
Oh,
mean,
that was the
that's-
biggest thing.
yeah.
When I had auditioned, with all due respect, I knew I was up against, just as I had mentioned previously, so much talent. So I just knew, hey, I got nothing going on August through October. I'm gonna see if I can do this. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the music. I
Mhm.
think I can do this. Lo and behold, it really all worked out like a blessing, truly a blessing. So
yeah.
I am fortunate that I have the time from when I first got that news to now to be able to study. If
Mhm.
this was something, if I only had a month out, no way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to remember all that. You could ask the guys in Bubblegun. It took me so long just to memorize the lines, but there is a difference between listening and actively engaging in the lyrics and the tone and the pitch and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes a complete and total difference with retaining that information.
Right.
And I definitely have my little cue cards where I
Yeah.
flip them back and forth and
Yeah.
I have to recite them. So
Right.
it has been a labor of love, most certainly.
Yeah. Everyone's got their own way of doing the.
Yeah.
memorize. I know that the first time I did it, I figured I'll memorize my lines. And then I learned a little bit down the road, you got to know everyone's
lines. Yeah.
You can't just, because when somebody misses their cue and you're waiting for you to say, okay. And then you're like, but you didn't say, okay.
Yep.
You have to.
And that was, so I will touch on something. When I had auditioned for my acting portion, I had, I went in kind of method.
Mm-hmm.
I took my monologue that I was reciting and I improvised a lot.
Oh, wow.
But it wasn't, I believe I hit everything in the monologue, but I threw in little bits and pieces because nights before I had researched everything. I'm like, oh, she had a Porsche that was all decked out. Okay. Yeah. And I knew the whole story about when she hit Jim Morrison upside the head with a bottle of SoCo. I had all this stuff that I was ready to fit in there, and come to find out, oh, shucks, there's not enough time. But that was acknowledged, and they did say, that's fun. Don't do that.
I was going to say, yeah, on stage, no, that's a no.
Yeah. But I, knowing that now, that is definitely something that I'm comfortable bringing to, especially just getting it down, consistency. Right. So I wasn't intending for that to be the case for the production, but I wanted to give them something a little different.
Right.
So,
well, and to your earlier point, it's like you're putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
And when you said that, I'm like, because I remember telling my son, it's like, there's going to be 20 people who tell you that you suck.
Oh, yeah.
And one person that doesn't. So don't listen to the 20, because no matter what you try to do, everyone's going to try and cut you down.
I've been posting online since mid-2010s. I get it.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, who cares? If you don't like what I'm posting, then don't look at it.
And I also, I don't want to get schadenfreude or that feeling of, someone's down, so I feel good. I as an artist, we're our own harshest critics.
Oh gosh, yes. Yeah.
And also knowing that I did not start out with the level of skill or talent or control over my voice that I have now, I'm not going to yuck someone's yum if they don't sound the way I like. I'm a Björk fan. There are people who are openly vocal about not liking her music.
Right.
I love it. I'm a huge fan. I always have been. And I think that she brings something unique that it's completely her own.
Yeah.
And I want to be an artist like that. I want to be I want to be a performer like that.
Right.
Yes.
Which is interesting you say that, because in the vein of the Janis, you're liking artists who aren't that same old every voice. You got a uniqueness, and you're going to make it your own, and that's the whole fun of being an artist, right? Is you just keep evolving. I think about 20 years ago, who I was, and
different person.
Totally different person.
Yeah.
And just get, I started singing with my buddy in the early 2000s and open mic. We used to go open mic once a month, and I had no clue what I was doing, and he has to teach me harmonies, and now I've got, I think after 20 years, I've got enough confidence to go, no, I'm going to go here.
I'm going to hit that.
I'm going to do that, or I'm going to, or I'm just going to go off script a little bit, and he looks at me,
It's a choice.
Yeah. He even, our favorite story is that when we started, because God bless him, Steve, I love you to death, my oldest and dearest friend, he says, no country, no Elvis.
Oh.
Because he's a folk guy. I said, but you do know folk is country. And he's like, no, it's not. It's folk.
Oh, it's the subgenre.
Yeah. So I always bust him on that. But so we were playing out at Diamond Hawk one year. I worked the managing partner out there, Don Papage, is also my boss at my day job at Marketing Tech. And he says, why don't you guys come out and they were just getting started. They didn't know exactly how they were going to do live music. So a bunch of the guys came to see us, and we were doing our thing. And one of the guys yells out, do some Elvis, do some Elvis.
Ooh.
So my buddy's like,
tip us.
He's like, I don't know anything. I said, I got this. So I sang one a cappella, brought the house down. Right. And a couple weeks later, he calls me up. I'm driving in the car, and he says, I've been thinking, he says, we're going to add some Elvis to the set list.
Oh, really?
And I said, don't be screwing with me. I said, I'm driving. I said, and he says, no, seriously. He says, I just sang my brains out. I think he did a Harry Chapin song. I think it was Corey's Coming, and it was just this. I mean, it was so long, but he just barely. And then I come out and just do an a cappella song, And he says, "Okay, we'll do it." So I found some songs, and then he's like, "These are just a 1-4-5. This is easy to play." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's just I said, "But you got to swing it." Make sure you swing it.
What do you mean? What do you mean by this? I'm not privy to all this.
Yeah, I'm not either, but it's just a standard chord progression.
Ah.
It was he says, this is easy. Because I'd always have these ideas for songs. He says, I can't play that. Or what do you think? I'm like, Tommy Tedesco or something? I mean, that's really difficult guitar work. And, or Steve Vai or something like that. But he says, no, these are just basic chord progressions.
CGD, that's where I'm at.
Pretty much. CGD or what is it?
Some of those like
AE.
open chords.
Yeah.
So I also play guitar. I'm self-taught. I did start with the ukulele, but it just, I wanted something that had a lot more richness to it. Mm-hmm. So I did start playing guitar, and I'm also grateful for that as well, because it opened up my connection to other musicians. My buddy Ian Kelly. I'm also going to be playing show again at Jackrabbits. That's the hip spot, folks. Head down to Jackrabbits.
The place. Good old Kebbat.
Yep. Good Kebbat. Yep. And I am going to be playing there this Saturday. Well, pardon me, on the June 13th. I'm going to be playing there. And it's going to be a part of the Ellen DeGenerates, which 80s glam rock. Yes. Okay. I got my Aquanet hairspray.
Oh, nice.
But I'm honored to be able to play with them for a second time now this year. And I was approached by Dave Schultz in regards to this, and kind of introduced me to his sister Gretchen Schultz, who is a legend in the area too. Yes, she is. And
they're all legends.
Yeah, pardon me. No, everyone is absolutely very well accredited and very talented. So I'm happy to be in the room with them. But Dave said, "Oh, you play guitar? Well, good. You can play a couple songs with us." I go, I'm like a folk guitar player. Right. I play with a capo. I don't know if I can jam with you guys. You're rock stars. But they gave me super easy chords to play, just something in the background. I'm a chick with a guitar. People want to just see it up there. It's fine. At least for my sake, at least. I'm there. And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of very talented female guitarists in the area. I'm not one of them. I'm a vocalist. I'm a singer, but being able to play guitar is just so beneficial. So I'm glad I can do that as well. Yeah,
even if you can just accompany yourself. All you need you don't need all kinds
nothing
of fancy, crazy. Yeah. Just enough to keep you in the right key, right pitch, right?
You
right
bring
tempo.
you pull out a guitar at a campfire, people are either going to love you or hate you.
Yeah.
Depends on how many beers deep they are.
That's right. Well, nothing like a chick with a guitar.
There you go. Everybody loves a chick with a guitar,
Or drums, it's like.
Oh, I love me a drummer.
Yeah, So, no, that's.
It's fun stuff.
Yeah, it's fun stuff. And, of course, as you're listening to this, kids, that would have been a week ago. But unfortunately, so, no, that's okay. Because I'm definitely going to. I went to see her. But because I always go with camera in hand, because I like to I am very cognizant of using my own content on my website, pick images and stuff like that, and
beautiful,
and getting permission to use stuff. So it's with all this technology stuff going on, I'm an 80s guy. I went to school in the 80s. That was my era, big hair, shoulder pads.
I love it. That was kind of my look today. I'm teasing my hair. Let's get this. There's a quote by Dolly Parton: "The bigger the hair, the closer to God." Yes. Yep.
Steel Magnolias. Yeah. It's one of my favorite ones.
Oh, I love it.
Something like it. She has another great quote in there about something about beauty, inner beauty, or whatever. And she also had the best quote ever. It's like, "It costs a lot of money to look this cheap."
It's the self-awareness too, and I think that's something you have to have as a creative. Is you have to let that sense of embarrassment just completely go away. You are there to perform. If people are laughing, just assume they're laughing with you.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what you're supposed to do. You are supposed to be entertaining to individuals. You want to be a captivating performer. Right. So to have that sort of self-awareness where you can be fun, you can just be vulnerable.
Well, I think when people have swagger, which I think is different than arrogance, right? When you have a bounce in your step, when you own it, when you got that little bit of confidence, it's not overconfident. People are drawn to that. They're like, yeah, this person believes in themselves. And it's like, yeah, I am who I am. Took me 61 years to get there.
I'm still working on it.
So yeah.
Every day.
But it's like getting there is the fun part. But having the ability to just finally say, you know what? I'm just going to be who I am, and I can't, you can't please everyone. You got to please yourself, right?
Oh gosh, that's something that about 2023 when I actually did start really getting into the music, and I helped co-found Sector 7G, which was the first mashup cover band I was ever in. I started realizing, you know what? I'm just going to be myself. I'm going to live life just for myself. I don't care what people say. I'm going to dress the way I want to dress, act the way I want to act, within reason, time and place for everything. I will say that, full disclosure. But I was kind of I reimagined myself, and I believe everyone can reimagine themselves into the person that they want to become in a minute. You don't have to wait for a New Year's resolution, folks, to be a different person. You can be exactly who you want to be any moment. And I revisit that every single night before I go to bed. I thank my creator. I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for everything that has come into my life. I said it before, I'm grateful for the bullies in my life. I'm grateful for the opportunities that didn't happen because it got me right where I am today.
Oh yeah.
And to have that shift in mindset of life happens for me, not against me, it will completely reshape how you perceive opportunities, people, emotions, and experiences. And it's peaceful. It's peaceful.
Well, and no one learns anything by being perfect all the time. You got to fail, right? You gotta go. Yeah, that
I learned
work.
that the hard way by failing many times and still failing on occasion.
I bought that book and saw that show. So yeah.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well,
but again, like I said, even failure is an opportunity. It really is.
Yeah.
And it's all how you shape that experience. Where did you come from to get to where you are? And,
right.
Yeah.
Well, even from the standpoint, you hit the wrong note on stage. You're like, okay, I know where
it's a jazz note.
Yeah. There's a little scatter. Let's go on, dude. And
if you thought it wasn't a part of the show, yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes,
well,
it was.
And that brings you to, like when you improv, so you'll know your character. So because you're gonna blink, it happens.
You make eye contact with one person. Go, Greg, what are you doing here from work?
Oh, I've had times. Well, when I did Christmas Story, my buddy Doug. When Ralphie comes down the stairs in the pink bunny suit, I'm supposed to say you look like a pink nightmare. Well, I said, you look like a messed up Easter egg.
There you go.
Opening night. He comes running backstage. You ruined the best line of the whole show. I said, but I sold it.
There you go. Exactly.
I said, everyone thought, they changed the line for the stage play. I said, if you do it with
conviction.
You
own it.
I meant to say that. Even go whoops or whatever. It's like, no, you can't do that.
And actually, from what I had seen and that content that I was able to find online is that Janis, there was an interview. It was just purely audio based, but it was Janis basically saying, I go up on stage. Sometimes I don't even remember the words I'm going to say. It just comes to me. I just dig it. I feel it. I'm in that moment. Right. Whatever comes. And that's how she lived and breathed. That was such a groovy way of living. I mean, to be able to be on that stage and to have this opportunity, I want to get it right. But I know that there are going to be little differences, and it's not going to be by the book every single performance, which I don't know if anyone would really want that.
Oh.
No.
And you're going to get it right because
It'll be right.
it's going to be you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, because what's right? We don't have a script out in the
Exactly.
audience. They always say no one's got a script.
You don't know.
You don't know if someone's skipping a line or.
No, I'm not going to skip any lines. Don't worry, Megan. I'm not going to skip lines.
I was going to say
Full
your
disclosure.
actors well, but yeah, it's that
You got to go with the flow.
That's
sometimes.
also live theater.
Yes.
That's what makes live theater.
You got to work
What
on your
it is, yeah.
toes. I'm also, even for work, because I still got like the 9 to 5 for now. This is my origin story today. But I do event management for, on the side. I consider my 9 to 5, that's the side gig. The music, that's my real gig. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
But I have to be able to be on my toes. I have to think quick, and I don't know what's going to happen, but I know I'm going to make it work.
Yeah.
And having that type of mentality is something you got to be able to bring to the stage and work around anything.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep, because there are no mistakes on stage.
No.
Everything that happens was meant to happen.
Because someone will miss a prop. Hey, someone took my prop. Remember I did Jesus Christ Superstar one year, and we all had our robes for one of the big numbers in the second act, all placed on stage where you couldn't see them. And when we went to all get our robes on, they weren't there because one of the young kid who was doing this, stagehand, he said, "Oh," and he pulled them all off and put them all off stage. And so I think it was a dress rehearsal. So we're all doing it in our regular costumes, and we didn't have the robes on. The director went nuts. And we're all like, "Who took our robes?" And we're like, first rule, you don't touch anybody else's stuff.
That actually reminds me, when I was in a high school production, I was playing like this creature, and I was playing with 3 other performers in this scene, and the backhand, the stage crew had accidentally mixed up the gloves, so there were 2 left gloves and 2 right gloves.
Oh.
I put on 2 right gloves. The partner takes 2 left. We got on stage. I guess I'm all right. Well, this is all that's left.
Yeah.
And we just kind of played with it. And it was something that made sense then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So to be able to have that kind of the quips ready.
Oh, I know. That one last story. I played Uncle Ernie and Tommy about 20 years ago and freaked everybody out. So I just played a pedophile on stage. Acting.
You say that after I'm in the chair now.
That's
fine.
And but the stagehands, I was sitting at a table, and Tommy's looking down at me, and he like points to me, and I push myself back from the table. Well, they were at least 1.5 feet off the mark. So the chair I was in was at the rib, and I got to the edge of the stage, and almost fell right into the pit. My buddy Steve was there. He puts his hand out, stops me. I had one rung of the chair on the stage. So I saw it, and I kind of leaned forward so I'd keep the balance. And then he just gradually pushed me in, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, I would have gotten hurt."
Yeah.
Because that's a long,
oh yeah.
As they say, I fell off the stage and wound up in the emergency room. Doctor said it was a hell of a bounce, so.
Nice.
But I stole that from George Carlin, kids, if anyone playing at home. So, but Samantha, we're past the top of the hour, believe it or not.
Oops.
So, no, oops. This has been fun.
This has been really fun.
You are
flew by.
awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, of course, when you get back to Bubblegun, you can say, and Samantha Hoy, who played the starring role in the Janis Joplin biop or whatever. So tell the guys they'll have a great headline for you. So.
Oh yeah, they're going to be in the playbill. I mentioned the band. So.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It was a pleasure to be a part of this. I'm so grateful. So thank you very much, Greg.
Oh, you're welcome. This has been really a lot of fun, and for everyone who's tuned in, we hope you've had just as much fun as we have. And as always, you can find the podcast where you get your podcasts at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Audible, YouTube, thebuffalohive.com. And as always, you can always find the podcast at rockabillygreg.com, where it's all about the music. And I will have links to where you can find Samantha and her music and Bubblegun and stuff for the show coming up. So stay tuned, kids, and be on the lookout. Mark down again, what date is the show starting? When do you open?
Yes. So we are going to have a donation-based show on Thursday, September 10th. We have our live performance on September 11th, which is also going to be the anniversary of Cosmic Blues from Janis Joplin as well. So there's a play into it. But we'll be playing from the 11th of September until the 3rd of October. I will be in 12 of the productions. We do have a matinee shows on Saturdays, which will be shared between myself and the very talented understudy. So there will be more details on that online. But no matter what show you go to, it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. So you can get your tickets through D'Youville.
Through D'Youville Kavinoky Theatre?
Yes.
There you go. Well, again, thanks, Samantha. This has been wonderful. And for everyone who's tuned in, we'll see you next week. Bye-bye. In the Flamingo Lounge is made possible in part by CatsLikeUs.com, your online store for authentic vintage clothing and accessories. Buffalo Ironworks, an intimate live music venue and bar located in the Cobblestone District in downtown Buffalo. Sportsman's Tavern, Buffalo's original honky-tonk and popular live music venue. And by Diamond Hawk Golf Course and Pub, Western New York's premier golf course, restaurant, and banquet facility. At the Hawk, the bar is hopping year-round with live music every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, and some other nights, too. Tune in for a new episode every Saturday at 9 a.m. EST at rockabillygreg.com, where it's all about the music. Bark, Zoe, bark. Good girl.